Hi, everyone, and welcome. I am really excited to have you here today. This masterclass is all about helping you level up your English in a way that feels practical, fun, and directly useful for your everyday professional and social life. So, here is our roadmap for today and what we'll be covering. We're going to start by looking at why English is such a powerful tool in today's world. Then we're going to move into some really practical strategies like how to map your English, write better emails, participate confidently in meetings, and also navigate social conversations. Along the way, we're going to explore idioms, phrasal verbs, and even a little bit of grammar to sharpen your skills. And yes, don't worry, we will keep it interactive with a fun challenge and a chance for you to participate too. So, why does English matter so much today? English is often called the global language of business. Over 1.5 billion people use it worldwide, and a strong communication in English can truly open doors. It's not just about knowing words, it's about knowing how to use them persuasively, clearly, and with confidence. Because at the end of the day, your English can shape the first impression that you make. Like it says here, 70% of professionals avoid speaking up in meetings in English. This lack of confidence in English can block career opportunities, and nobody wants that. So don't forget, clear communication equals leadership and influence. Before we get into the lesson today, I did just want to tell you a little bit about us. So we are the English partner founded by myself. My name is Stephanie, with a passion for languages and communication. We are a team that's dedicated to helping professionals like you take your English to the next level. But what makes us different? Everything that we do is tailored. We focus on real world situations, emails, meetings, interviews, travel. So that way, you're not just learning grammar, you're learning to communicate with impact. All right, enough about us. Let's jump straight into it. Here's something I want you guys to think about. English isn't just for work, it's everywhere. On the left, you'll see situations at work, meetings, emails, presentations, and negotiations. On the right, we have everyday life, socializing, networking events, traveling, and even your hobbies. What's the point of all of this, though? The same English skills that you build for work can actually help you in life, and vice versa. If you strengthen one side, you're automatically improving the other. I want you guys to pause the video for a moment, grab a pen and a piece of paper, and create your own roadmap. What phrases would you use in each box? Which one do you struggle with the most? All right, let's make this more concrete. I'm going to show you what I would write in each one of these boxes. So imagine that you're in a meeting. Instead of saying, let's finish, you can sound more natural with something like, let's wrap up. Or instead of, I forgot to mention something, you might say, can we circle back? The same goes for emails. Just touching base or looking forward to your reply are great phrases to keep on hand. Let's go ahead and look at the life side. If you're traveling, you don't just meet people, you can run into someone or hit it off. These phrases make your English sound more real and more human. Or if you want to talk to somebody about a hobby that you like doing or a Netflix show that you really enjoyed, instead of saying I like, you can say something like I'm into. Now, let's take a look at negotiations. For negotiations, using persuasive language is going to be key to whether you end up getting what you wanted or not, right? So we can use phrases like, what if we find some middle ground? Or I like where you're going with this, but how about? So these phrases make your English sound more real and more human. Notice how work and life really do overlap. Mastering both makes you stronger in every situation. Now, let's go ahead and zoom in on one skill that I'm sure almost everyone here needs, Writing better emails in English. We're going to look at 4 things: professional phrases that make you sound more confident, casual phrases for friendlier messages, some of the most common mistakes to avoid, and finally, an actionable tip that you can use immediately in your next email. Let's go ahead. Here's what I mean. For professional emails, instead of saying I'm writing to, you can use I'd like to follow up on or I'm reaching out regarding. These sound polished and clear. A pro tip is to use modal verbs and polite structures to maintain authority without sounding too stiff. So for casual emails, especially if you're writing to a colleague that you know well, you can use friendlier openings like just checking in or hope all's well. A pro tip here is that friendly phrasing works best for internal teams or ongoing collaborations, making warmth and balancing this warmth with clarity. And of course, guys, just a reminder, you can always pause this video to be able to read more clearly all of the phrases that I've left here for you. But here's the trap. Many people fall into common mistakes, like writing, I'm waiting for your reply, instead of I look forward to your reply. Small errors like this can really affect how professional you sound. So my mini tip for this one is that one clean sentence is way better than a lot of messy ones. Finally, my actionable tip. Before you send any email, quickly check. Does it sound too robotic or too informal? Even if you just adjust one phrase, your email will instantly level up. Okay, let's move from emails to meetings. Meetings are where clear English really matters, whether you're leading or just participating. Using these small but powerful phrases shows confidence and it keeps the meeting flowing smoothly. Picture this. You're in a team meeting and it's your turn to speak. Ideas are flowing, but you hesitate. Choosing the right words in English can feel daunting, and you don't want to sound unprepared. Many professionals face this exact situation, but with a few key phrases and techniques, you can participate confidently and persuasively. Go ahead and pause the video to take a look at some meeting openers, giving suggestions, agreeing and disagreeing phrases, and last but not least, the closing and next steps. Remember, guys, using these phrases can really make your contributions smooth, professional, and natural. Of course, English isn't only about work, right? It's also about connecting with people outside of work, networking events, dinners, or even chatting at the coffee machine. And of course, let's not forget travel and meeting new people. Here's the key. Small talk is big talk. Asking someone, how was your weekend? Or saying, hey, that sounds interesting, tell me more. All of that opens doors. You don't need perfect grammar. What matters is sounding natural and approachable. So I've created a roadmap here with 5 main points to help you guys navigate social English. The first one is greeting someone new. We can say something like, hi, I don't think we've met before. So a good thing here is to smile, make eye contact, and introduce yourself naturally. The next one is small talk, saying things like, how was your weekend? Or have you visited X place before? When you ask open-ended questions, you really encourage the conversation to continue. The next one is common interests, saying things like, oh, you like soccer? I do too. When you relate to shared experiences, you help to build connections with the other person. The next one for us is suggesting plans. This one is especially good for maybe close colleagues or when you're trying to make new friends. You can ask things like, would you like to grab coffee sometime? Or do you want to join us for a walk? When you keep invitations casual and friendly and adapt to the situation, you're going to be able to make new friends a lot easier. Last but not least, we have closing the conversation. "It was great talking to you," or "Hope to see you again soon." Ending politely the conversation will definitely leave the door open for future interactions. Next, let's look at some idioms and phrasal verbs that will make your English sound instantly more native. For example, instead of saying "I met him," you can say "I ran into him," meaning to meet somebody unexpectedly. "I ran into an old friend at the airport." Or instead of saying "we get along," you can say "we really hit it off." These little expressions make your English sound less like a textbook and more like real life. Again, you guys, definitely go ahead and pause the video to be able to read all of these different phrasal verbs and idioms more clearly. Now I want to show you a fun example of idioms in action. Michael Scott from The Office. He often misuses idioms, and that's what makes it funny. As you watch this clip, see if you can spot the idioms and, more importantly, whether he's using them correctly or not.
Today I'm headed over to the job fair at Valley View High School to find some new interns. I want to get some fresh blood, euthanize this place.
Did you hear that, Michael?
No, Dwight. Respect. R-E-S-P-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
Jim Halpert is smudge and arrogant.
I think you mean smug.
Arrogance.
Michael, I'm just trying
And
to...
there's our smudgeness.
Okay guys, your turn. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. But now I want you to grab your phone, scan this QR code, and answer the questions to see if you were able to find the mistakes from the video we just watched. Let's see how sharp your English instincts really are. Okay, that was a lot of fun, but now let's ground ourselves with some quick grammar tips. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you a grammar textbook, just practical things that really make a difference. For example, the difference between since and for, or common mistakes like forgetting the S in third-person verbs, he work versus he works. All of these grammar tips are going to be really important to sound as polished as possible. Focus on grammar that actually affects how people understand you. For example, using would versus will in requests can make you sound more polite and professional, while mixing up countable and uncountable nouns can confuse your listeners. Small adjustments like these will help you communicate clearly in meetings, emails, or casual conversations. Don't forget your quick practice and internalization. Take a moment to practice one tip out loud. Try creating a sentence using a grammar point you learned today, maybe about your work, your travel plans, or your weekend. Speaking and writing with intention helps these grammar points become natural, so that way you can use them automatically in real life situations. And of course, the only way to improve is to practice. So here are a few quick exercises. Let's try them together. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try, because practice really does make progress. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and complete the 5 exercises that you see on the screen. All right, guys, we're coming to an end. And if you've enjoyed this masterclass, here are your next steps. You can keep practicing with the materials I'll share, or if you want more personalized help, you can join one of our programs at the English Partner. Remember, learning English is not about talent, it's about strategy and consistency. So, speak, write, review, and apply. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you're leaving with at least one phrase, one idea, or one tip that you can use right away. If you'd like to keep improving your English, my class agenda is now open. You can reach out to me directly for details about individual or group classes. Whether you're looking for one-on-one coaching, writing support, or in-company team training, I would love to help you take the next step. Feel free to contact me through the email or Instagram account below. I'll see you guys soon.